in, Sarah Palin hospitalized. Bill Clinton loses it in an interview, admits he's a murderer. It's this that makes you want to click. Fake news dominated the 2016 US election.
We have an epidemic of false information racing around using social networks as the accelerator.
One city in Macedonia was at the very center of it. This is Veles.
In 22 years, I was earning more than someone that will never earn in his entire life.
And these are the people behind it. It's a huge business, it's a huge industry, it's a huge network.
We are faking fake accounts so I can reach more and more people.
There is a strategy, there's a cleverness to this. You don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know and I don't care.
And one fake news producer makes a shocking revelation. Their next target, 2020. Tucked away in the hills of the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia is the small city of Veles. A place many thousands of miles away from Washington, but whose voices echo right across America.
So-called fake news can have real-world
Fighting the fake news. It's fake, phony.
false propaganda.
For months, I've been wanting to come here. Ever since I heard over 100 fake news sites would trace right here to the city. The old factories here in Veles, many now left to rust away, used to make ceramics. Today, it's known locally for something else. Now, it's known as Trump's Veles, famous for its fake news websites. I keep hearing the fake news industry is worth millions of dollars, but walking around, it's clear to see this is not a city paved with gold. In fact, it's a place that feels like it's trapped in a time warp, while it simultaneously charges ahead into the digital new world. So it makes me wonder, who are the people behind this supposedly multi-million-dollar industry? What are the chances of us getting someone to interview? Can you help us?
Не вярвам да ги тест.
We find several people in the city connected to the fake news industry, but they're reluctant to talk openly about it. Will any of the people you know be interested in talking to us? Be able to talk to us? They're worried about being exposed and their websites shut down. This after Facebook and Google began cracking down on fake news. But it seems the local mayor isn't shy to tell us just how widespread the industry is.
Еве сега стоиме во оваа зграда, едни, како да кажеме, луѓе што држаа еден добар објект, тоа не го работеа тоа. Ваш американски систем брз начин за заработување на пари.
I have about 7 tabs or so that are open. Just in, Sarah Palin hospitalized. You can spot the stories that are really untrue, completely fake. Bill Clinton loses it in an interview, admits he's a murderer. The stories on this particular website are fake, but other websites are actually going further. They are mixing fact and fiction. That is a lie, and that's mixed in with news and the main political page. And someone in the US could potentially be influenced by that. They make you want to click and they make you want to share. At the moment, we're looking to track down some of the websites currently up and running. We want to know what exactly they're writing about. Is it still President Trump? This is one of the websites that we know comes from Macedonia. It has a link to their own Facebook. The IP address and the IP location says it's Texas. If you look further down, it gives you the address, Veles. I'm going to see if this person picks up. Hello, can you tell me a bit more about your website?
It's a news website for now.
Would you call it a fake news website?
No,
Where do you get your ideas from? Where do you get the stories from?
from other newspapers.
And who are your readers? Is it American readers? Who are the majority of people?
Mostly,
Yeah.
mostly American. Yes.
Do the people that read your website, do they know that your website is fake?
And what's the meaning for fake websites?
Well, they're not real news. You're making stories up.
from news. I make stories from other news.
Copy and paste, or do you write your own stories?
I paraphrase some of them. I didn't copy paste them.
Is there any chance that we can meet?
No.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you too.
So that was interesting. I wasn't expecting him to pick up the phone. In fact, I was expecting it to be a fake number. He doesn't believe he's doing anything wrong, but yet again doesn't want his face or his name to appear. As you can see there, we're not talking about 3-4 people, 100 people. It's 124,000 people who like his stories. Website owners make their money from advertising. Platforms like Google's AdSense place ads on their sites. Every page visit earns a fraction of a cent, but as you can imagine, it quickly adds up with hundreds of thousands of clicks. Then, to drive traffic, fake news producers use Facebook. They post links to their stories in fan groups, often under fake profiles. Mikhail has arrived.
Page.
He's logged in to his website, and I've noticed that it's not your own name.
No,
It's someone else's profile.
That we are doing all the time. Well, we are faking fake numbers to have fake accounts, so I can reach more and more people.
Right, so here you're Jessica. A lot of people commenting, but also a lot of people sharing as we're talking, a lot of people here liking your posts. What are you working on now? What are you looking ahead to now?
My primary goal is to prepare a site that I was having before to be ready for the next election in America.
US
In
election.
the US, yeah.
How do you prepare for something like that? What are you looking at?
Simply, you need to make million fan page. Like you see, Jessica, it's a fake. A lot of fake pages, a lot of fake numbers. Because at the beginning, you need to do that to make people like your page. I know how it is to build a big site, and I will do it again. I can tell you how much money I have earned in one day. Maybe it was around $2,000, $2,500 at one day. For this kind of money to earning per day, you need to have maybe a fan page more than 500,000 people.
What makes a good clickable story in your opinion?
So you need to have an interesting topic. Whatever Donald Trump is doing, it's interesting for everyone. Even in my country, everything he said, it's worth listening, you know. He's an interesting face. When you have million fans, if you post something, even if it's not interesting, a lot of them will open it just to see what it is, and you will get money.
You don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know, and I don't care.
Right.
Because the people are reading. Even if they open, I'm getting paid.
Are you proud of what you've achieved?
In 22 years, I was earning more than someone that will never earn in his entire life, with the standard that we have in my country. So, yes, I'm proud.
You know, if you try and put yourself in his shoes, he wanted to be a lawyer, had dreams, had big dreams like any one of us. But he said, well, why would I even spend years studying when I can basically make 3-4 times that? He is focusing on the next big story, is preparing his website for the next big story. And the next big story for him is the next US elections. It's not just him behind a computer. There are people who write stories for him, people in the US who he depends on. It's a huge business, it's a huge industry, it's a huge network. And he's just one of hundreds working at Veles.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I wanted to show this clip from CNN from this article, which is a 15-minute video about fake news and about how it's this big billion-dollar industry. It is an absolute joke. They are planting seeds in people's heads that if you have an opinion that's different than theirs, they're going to lump you into this category of fake news where you're not researching, you're not doing work, you're throwing anything out there you possibly can to make money through AdSense, to make money through Facebook, to make money however possible seems to be the goal, is what they're trying to say, that it's a huge, huge industry. Talking about this guy who is planning on some big things for the 2020 election. They're all lies. It's all deceit. You can't even put Donald Trump's name in a title of a video. They will demonetize it automatically. Trust me, I've tried it. You can't put anyone's names in it. Look at the names of a lot of my videos. This is all deception. This is what they're doing now with this fake news. They're lumping everybody into this huge category where they're trying to make stuff like talking about the symbols of the occult and Satanism and lumping it into this political nonsense, lumping it with some of these fake stories where they show where Bill Clinton admits to murder, stuff you would see in the grocery store, in the Star, right? In one of those tabloids in the grocery store where you'll probably actually find more truth in those than the actual news. But they're trying to lump everything together. So any narrative that's against theirs gets dumped into this. So if I'm talking about mind control, CIA operations, recently talking about weather manipulation, all of this stuff which is on record, which is admitted, they want to lump us into this category where people are printing articles with Obama's mugshot saying that Bill Clinton called him the N-word. You saw the video. This is what they're doing. This is all manipulation and all total control over the masses. And people don't realize what they're doing here. They're categorizing anything that's against the narrative in the news. They're saying there's no research behind it. Where's the fact checking? They have these people come out who are obviously, a part of the system, who are saying, well, we're manipulating people in the U.S. with fake news. We're just making up stories. We don't care. We don't back. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Where they're pretty much just saying, hey, whatever we throw up there, could care less if there's any credibility to the story as long as it gets clicks. And that's what they're going to create, the narrative of that. And they're going to say people like A Call for an Uprising, other channels on YouTube, other channels who have already been censored. None of us are making money doing this. We need crowdfunding to keep these, to keep the channels going to make content. Because all these keywords that they're pretending like, oh, you can go and you could just write Donald Trump, eats dinner with Hillary Clinton. They're not letting you put ads and stuff like that. It's completely restricted. Every video that I put up is automatically restricted. I did a video about a Netflix show called Little Evil, which is about the Antichrist child, or it's like a spinoff of The Omen. I said nothing except just read what the plot of the show was and talked about how it was conditioning. And they demonetized it. I requested that it got manually reviewed. And it was manually reviewed and deemed not advertiser friendly, as if there was something in there. Like, it's no different than if I did a review on the show, which people have done, and they can get, it's unbelievable. So this illusion that it's now, they want to make it into this illusion that it's $1 billion industry, that people are just doing this stuff to make money and cause chaos and make people stupid, make people go against the narrative that they want. This is total manipulation, and it's going to work on a lot of people out there, unfortunately. Because I already hear a lot of people comment and send me messages about fake news all the time. I could care less. I mean, I know how dumbed down our society is, so it doesn't affect me. I feel bad for these people. But this is what they're going to link it to now, right? They're going to start saying it's this $1 billion industry, just like the guy said, he had dreams to be a lawyer or something big, and now instead he doesn't have to go to school. He could just make fake articles, post them up, and people will click on it and read it and think it's real. It's a joke. It's really a joke, because they're not talking about what you see from the articles they show there are just very sensationalized articles about Trump, articles about Hillary, articles about the fixed election, and channels like mine and many others out there who talk about serious stuff, sometimes just talking about the signs and the symbols, which I try to expose all the time, to show teens out there how they're being conditioned through mind control, through these music videos, through these musicians who are pushing these agendas, or showing CIA operations, cloud seeding, all of that stuff. This is all stuff on record. MK Ultra's on the record. Bill Clinton's even admitted to it. The government's admitted to it. It's there. The documentation's there. But they don't address these things like that. They address it and they lump it together into one big basket, right? People see my channel and they'll say, well, it's a pro-Trump channel going after the left. No, it's not. Left and right's fake. Neither's real. Exposing mind control. Exposing this stuff. But this is the future. The censorship is going to get more and more clamped down, because they're going to start getting people out there mad And how do they get people out there mad? They say, look, these people who are making up fake news are becoming rich. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I made more ad revenue on this channel when I had 5,000 subscribers. I'm lucky if I get $10 on a video. Total. This isn't about money. This is about getting this out there. And people who want as much information as possible, that's why this channel has crowdsourcing available. So I can make as much content as possible. But they're going to push this narrative into the mainstream. So just be aware of it. It's so ridiculous how obsessed that, all you got to do is go on these mainstream websites every day and they're talking about the same stuff. They're pushing the same agendas. Right? You go through the side and you stream down the articles. Oh, someone's come out as a trans. Someone's come out as a trans. On the other side, some political nonsense about fake news. And there's a reason, right? Because repetition is the key. They need to continually mention this stuff. That is the key to mind control. So every day they're going out of their way to mention fake news, to push these agendas like transgenderism, because then it just becomes normal for people. They know it. They've, just like going through the school system, they've been indoctrinated with it. They've had it beaten into their heads. Now they know what to look for. Now they know not to listen to any opinion other than the news because that's what they're told. That's all that this stuff is. The fakest news is on the television. There's no doubt about it. The stuff that I read about, talk about on this channel is breaking people free from mind control. So it's so important to keep supporting channels like this if you can. I'll leave links below if you want to, become a patron. It's greatly appreciated. PayPal, as well as some shirts and stuff that I'm selling, because they're going to completely take away all funding from this. And they're going to make people go, yeah, that's fair. These people shouldn't be able to make money on AdSense. And again, that's not what it's about. It's about the time it takes to put in, to make videos, to research, to read, right? You have to, go through this stuff. This doesn't pop into your head, book after book. There's so much information. The rabbit hole is never ending. It's that deep. So if anyone wants to help, I'll leave the links below for this channel. But this is what this is turning into, where they're going to just continue to brainwash people into thinking that, oh, this is just about money. These people don't care. Like, just like that guy was saying, oh, we just make money. We don't research the stories. None of it matters. It's about money and clicks. And everybody goes along with it because they get mad. They go, they shouldn't be allowed to do that. They're lying. They're misleading people. They're deceiving people because they're all indoctrinated with the lies of the school system, the lies of the world. And they don't want to believe that this stuff is real. They don't want to believe that the occult exists, but it's everywhere. Go through my library. Every day there's new stories that are showing this stuff. You could see it through the repetition that they use. We need to break free from that. This stuff is just absolutely ridiculous, how stupid people are, how they fall for this nonsense. They can't see what the underlying agenda is here. It's so obvious. It's so in our faces. They will not stop addressing it through repetition. I wonder why. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.